Hi everyone, I'm Jessica of Northern Atlas, and tonight I am here to guide you through a full moon flow. What I have with me tonight are some comfy clothes. I've got my yoga mat, I've got 2 blocks, I've got my blanket, I've got my drinking water, and I've got my moon water. So this is water that I filled up from the tap, and I am going to be putting out on my windowsill during the full moon. So I'll put it out overnight, and then I will use it likely to feed my plants. I have, at the time of filming, I have a number of seedlings growing in another windowsill. And I would love to use some full moon water to help nourish them. And if you want to learn more about this practice, join the Resilient Witches Collective. And you'll see lots and lots of rituals and practices for the cosmic weather. And you can learn more from me. So, we're going to get started. I'm going to guide you through this, and I think we're going to have some fun. So, because we are starting on the floor, I am choosing to use a blanket, even though I am sweltering at the moment. But I'd rather protect my knees, which are very sensitive, from the floor. So, I'm using a blanket here, no pressure to do the same. And I'm on all fours. Moon is joining us, I think. And what I'm doing here is I am just meeting myself. And if this is the first moment, now that you've got your four on the floor, if this is the first moment that you are greeting yourself, meeting yourself in this way, welcome. I am so excited to be in such good company. So we're going to start to loosen up, but right now I just want you to take a moment and check in. See if you wiggle your fingers, if you wiggle your toes, if you drop and flex your lower belly, if you let loose one of your hips, then the other. If you're putting too much pressure on your wrists, if your feet are right up against the mat, or if you're toe tapping away, however it is that you've arrived here is how you've arrived here. And that is 1,000 times better than you not arriving at all. So the first rebellious act that we're going to do, if you can believe it, is we are going to let our lower belly low, carve our nose up, look up, up, up. Inhale. And now we're going to rainbow our backs up, 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 tucking that lower belly in, sending it heavenward. Exhale. Let's try that again. Lowering the belly, lifting the nose, looking up to the sky. And then on the on the exhale, rainbow your spine. Drop that belly again. Take up as much room as you need to. This is your space. Nobody else gets to claim it. Breathing in to the belly that is hanging low, hanging visible, available, daring to be witnessed. And exhaling, rounding the back, letting it kiss the sky. Lowering that belly once more, wiggling those hips, letting them shake. Ooh la la. Here we go. and hissing, really hissing out. Lowering that belly one more time and hissing out as we raise the spine up. Let's come back to neutral. Wiggle those feet, tap those toes. Make sure you're not falling on your wrists. Pretend like there is little hooks, little marionette strings in your shoulders, in the back of your head, down at your tailbone. There's somebody up there making sure that you are rising up off the earth, flying up into the sky as much as you possibly can. Now we're going to send our left leg back a little. Can you believe it? We're going to shift our weight. We're going to share it between the left hand, the right knee, and as we exhale, lift up that arm, that right arm, that left leg, back down. How was that? We've got some more. Hate to tell you. Now let's shift a little bit of that weight that we just had kind of heading over to that right hip. We want to make sure we are focused on that central point of the mat. And we're taking on the ability, the responsibility to kick that right leg back out, get that left hand ready to lift and rise, do her thing. Perfect. Back down. How was that? Was there an easier side? Let's try it again. And we're not swaying back and forth, but we are asking different parts of our body to wake up, to participate, and to maybe hold more weight than we're used to giving them. So let's send that left leg back. Feel that weight that goes onto that right hip. That's okay. That's definitely okay. It's 1,000 times better than not being here at all, right? So at the same time, we're going to lift the arm and the leg. Ooh, yeah. Do you feel strong on this side, or does it feel like you're gonna teeter over? What happens if you feel like someone's pulling your fingers, someone's pulling your toes? How far can you stretch? Make sure you're looking down at the ground. Back down. Let's do one more on the other side. Let's prepare by putting that right leg out. It's really grounding us in what we need to do. You don't just wake up one day and you're fabulous. You have to work for it. You have to get there. So we've kicked out the back leg. We're lifting up that left hand to remind the right shoulder, the right arm, the right half of your body, there's a change coming. And because I've got my blanket, my knees feel more protected, and I'm able to lift here for a moment, and then back down. Next, we're going to do the same thing with a twist. I want to see that left leg back. We're going to add a bit of heat here. Send that right arm forward. If you want to keep your toes on the ground, feel free to do so. I'm going to try lifting. Hoo, 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 la, la. And now we're stretching, stretching, stretching. Somebody's pulling my fingers, someone's pulling my toes. And now, knee to elbow, straight out again. Can you believe it? Knee to elbow. Breathe in and let them go. You probably guessed it, but we're doing the same. Doing the same. Let's send out that right leg. That cues us, that gets us primed, amped, ready to go. We say, okay, we're waking up all sides of our body right now, waking up every single side, much like the full moon. Every bit of us is being used, every bit of us is being seen. And it can feel good. It can feel challenging, but it can feel good. When you're ready, lift them both up. Ooh, not too fast. Lift them both up. And knee to elbow. Out again. Take a moment. Balance. Someone up there is helping you up, keeping you up. And knee to elbow. Straight again. You're surrounded on all sides. We're all here for you. And back down. Control, gentle, fluid, soft, powerful. Now, I'm going to place the hands a little further up. We're going to curl the toes under. And we're going to focus on straightening the arms and lifting, hinging up on the hips, sending the hips way back. You can bend your knees as much or as little as you would like, but start with the top end in downward dog. Back down to tabletop. Should we try again? Curl those toes under. Start with the arms. Shift the hips back. Feel a bit of a stretch. You can move your toes. You can pedal, paddle, whatever you would like. Just feel that pressing away from the hands. I've removed my blanket because we're not going to be on our knees for much longer. So let's head back into downward dog. And slowly but surely walk your way as elegantly or as ape-like as you choose, and rise up slowly into mountain's pose. I'm going to lift my fingers up, press my palms together, back down through the heart center, and use this as an opportunity to check in. Am I ready? Ready for what? Am I ready to be seen? Am I ready to hold that responsibility? Am I ready for more of a movement flow? Would I like to take a break now? These are all questions that you're allowed to answer. Any response is valid because it is your response. If the answer is yes, if the answer is I'm ready, then let's go. From mountain pose, let's send that left leg back, kind of turning the toes out. Keeping that front leg straight for now. Inhale, raise those arms. Exhale, guide your knee to stack right above your ankle. Let's take a breath in, take a breath out. This is the power. We're being seen. It's happening. Now we're going to switch over, straighten that leg, turn the toes in for a moment, find your new center. We've switched, And this is now our center. This is now our equilibrium. This is the axis that we are walking along. And we're going to point the toes out a wee bit. And we're going to send those knees out wide. And bring those arms up high. And you can have a wide, wide stance. This is a wide, wide moon. You can have a tippy toe stance where you're right up trying to reach that star in the sky. Or you can hold the giant beach ball that is the moon over us. Don't forget to breathe in. Don't forget to breathe out. Let's straighten those knees. Let's head into mountain pose on the other side. Oh, you're welcome to stay in the direction that you were initially. But it's nice to switch things up. We did our left side last time, so now we're going to, that's right, take our right. Going to make sure there's support here. That left leg is still straight. And we inhale. And as we exhale, hinge forward, stretch that out. Send that knee forward and make sure it's not diving out to the outside. It's hanging out basically right above your ankle. Take a look at what it looks like to be looked at. Inhale, big into the belly. Exhale, bring the belly to the spine. Another breath in. And another breath out. You're being seen this whole time. You're killing it. Absolutely crushing it. And let's straighten up, send those toes back together. We're realigning, we're reconfiguring. Our center has changed once again. Send the toes out. And just imagine the weight of the moon is in your hands. Your knees are bending, your arms are up, holding on to that giant marble in the sky. Straighten those legs, lower those hands, and let's return back to the top of the mat, mountain pose. Lift those arms above your head and forward fold. If the ground is way too far away from you, this is where the blocks come in. Find those blocks wherever you'd like the ground to be for those hands, and then let yourself relax. That's totally allowed. You can be witnessed relaxing, if you can believe it. Let's go back up. And now we're going to do a modified dancer. Similar to the balancing act we were doing on all fours, send a bit of your weight into your right hip and lift your left leg and hold on. Hold on to the left foot with the left hand. Find your balance. There's no rush. And lift your right arm. You can lift it so it's parallel to the floor. You can lift it so you're sending it up towards the sky. Whatever you decide, you can do it. Let's exhale, inhale, exhale, inhale. Exhale, slowly let the hand and the feet settle back down. Let's do another forward fold. Oh, how does that feel? It's nice to get down here, huh? Back up we come. And now, you guessed it, sending the weight into this left hip, lifting the knee. You can bring the knee forward rather than try and kick your right leg back. Bending the left knee, maybe just raising even onto the ball of your foot, onto your tippy toes. Figuring out what it requires of the rest of your body to help you get this elevation. How do you send that foot back without totally shifting your weight? That is the question. And you can stay here like this if you would like, breathing in and out, being seen, being witnessed. Everyone is loving this. Everyone is so happy for you. And you can also lift that arm, start to stretch those muscles. My left side is not quite as, I don't want to say it's the weaker side, especially because she's holding me up like this. Look at this. Ooh. Look how good she is. And back down. And let's forward fold again. Our last one. Here we are in mountain pose once more. Another great opportunity to check in. How am I doing? How was that? It was kind of cool to challenge myself. It was really fun to show you how to do that. I'm really proud and really excited that you're doing this with me. So I feel good to keep going, and I hope you do too. Let's lift our arms above our heads. Send the arms slowly down, our last forward fold of the day, of the night. And let's slowly let ourselves down onto the mat, onto the back. Slowly, slowly, slowly. Let's send the toes out long and the fingers far away. Now let's bring the arms out. We're going to bend the knees and let's lift those hips just like half an inch. Boop. My head is going to look right. My knees are going to turn left. And that's the good stuff. Let's come back to center slowly, slowly. Let's recalibrate. Send the toes out long. Send the fingers far away. Bring those arms back to a T. Bend those knees. Let's pop the hips just over to the left, barely an inch. Our head's going to go to the left. Our knees are going to go to the right. And, ooh, yeah. That's the good stuff. There's nothing else to call it. It's just absolutely wonderful. Slowly bring everything back to center. Send the toes out wide, the fingers out far. Now let's bring the fingers right to the hips. Let's fold, or rather bend those knees. Get comfy on your back. This is your space, your time. If you didn't land in the perfect exact right position, boohoo. Nobody cares. Nobody really cares. You're doing amazing, and this is 1,000 times better than not having done it at all. So let's send these hips up. We're going to take some of that weight in our shoulders. We're going to engage our core. We're going to bridge up without, lots of tension in the old tushy. We're just going to breathe here. Breathe out the tushy tension. Lower your spine so gently, so delicately. And from here, let's bring the knees to the chest. And if stacking them right on top of yourself is not working, open those babies up. There's nothing in the rule book that says that we can't open our legs, and yet we don't. And if you'd like to lift those feet up and grab the outsides, we can roll around gently, gently on that spine. Happy, happy baby. And when you're ready, send the toes out long, fingertips out far. Let's slowly sweep our fingers back, letting our palms face the sky, face the ceiling. And just relax, because we freaking did it. I don't know if you thought that you were going to get all the way through. I don't think that I thought I was going to get all the way through. But we did it. And there is so much that we can do. There's so much that we don't know about ourselves. There's so much that we are discovering. Maybe not for the first time. Maybe something is resurfacing, coming back around that mountain. And maybe we're willing to actually, listen to it this time. Maybe the reality is that it's actually really brave and kind of helpful when we do things that feel challenging and people see us do it. Maybe that's actually kind of okay. Even though it has been daunting, scary, formidable in the past, and those previous experiences are totally valid, and they're not necessarily things that we need to hide away or pretend didn't occur in the first place. But maybe there is genuinely a time and a place and a person and a calling and a moment where we can just say, I actually don't care that much if I'm seen, because if anything were to really come of it, I'd probably just inspire people to find their calling, find their person, find their moment, find their thing. And I think I could go to bed at night feeling okay about that. I think I'd be actually like kind of proud that I stood up against the improbability of being seen and valued and liked, and I did it anyway. And I think as a result, I'm going to find and collect and amass the type of people, the type of spirits and souls that are also looking to be seen and valued and liked. I think ultimately we're going to be okay. Now let's wiggle our toes, get some sensations back into our fingers, maybe flutter the eyes open. Start to wake up the body from that corpse pose that we've been doing. Take in the world around us again. Still here, everybody, don't worry. Let's slowly come up so we can say our proper goodbyes. Thank you so much for joining me. I hope you have an amazing full moon, and I can't wait to see you inside the Resilient Witches Collective. See you later.